Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. And I'm here today to talk to you about Sabrina the Teenage Witch Season 1, the episode Halloween Story. So, I'm a huge Sabrina the Teenage Witch fan. I'm a huge Melissa Joan Hart fan. I've been a fan of her since Clarissa Explains It All, and so on and so on. And so, growing up as a kid, I just adored this show. It was kooky, it was quirky, there was lots of magic, it was funny. It had like a gorgeous cast and everything. Like the women in there, my God, they're gorgeous. And so, it was just like a fun show to watch. And it's completely different from the chilling adventures of Sabrina. But in this one, it's a kind of weird Halloweenish episode. It doesn't have much Halloween stuff, but it is like a Halloween party. So, it starts off, and the aunts, Hilda and Zelda, they're like singing some type of like Halloween song. Basically, Halloween for them is like Christmas. And so Sabrina comes down and she's all like, she puts on some red glasses and she's all like, okay, this is my costume. And they're like, well, who are you? Because she's just wearing red glasses and that's it. And she said she's Sally Jesse Raphael, which used to be this TV host back in like the old days, like in the 90s and stuff. I don't know what she's doing now. She's kind of just like disappeared. And so one of the aunts, I think it was Hilda, the trickster and stuff, she decided she's gonna turn Sabrina into Sally Jesse Raphael. See, in this show, they had so many famous guest stars, like it's insane. Like even the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, one of those two, guest starred on the show, and just like so many like famous people. So the intro starts. The intro's pretty fun. It's just Sabrina trying on different clothes. Because her magic is different from the Chilling Adventures. With her, she just points her finger, some sparkly stuff comes out, and then she can do whatever she wants. It's just like that. And there's Salem, the cat actually talks. So, Sabrina goes to school. She's talking to Harvey, which is a guy she's crushing on, and he likes her too. And he invites her to, his Halloween party, but she declines because she has to go to this family, reunion type thing that they do on Halloween. Basically, the witches, they go to the witches' realm, and it's the time for them to hang out with all their relatives and see some that are, dead and stuff. So she's heartbroken for that. He's sad. But then here comes Libby, which is Sabrina's enemy of the show. And she hears about the party and she invites herself and says she'll go there early to help him set up because she has a crush on him too. This pisses off Sabrina. Now Libby, boy, I tell you, she is the original Regina George, a mean girl. Like she was just pure evil on that show, but she was so gorgeous. It was hard to want to hate her and stuff. And so Sabrina, she's talking to Salem and tell him how she wants to hang out with Harvey and everything. He's all like, why don't you just make a clone of yourself? And so she does. But with the clone, it's completely brain dead. You have to tell it what to do, and it can only say 3 sentences. So her 3 sentences are I'll love to, um something else. One of her teachers is so lame or annoying, something like that. And let's see, what was the third one? Let's see. The first one was I love to. It was a universal truth. I forgot what it was. Um, I don't know. It's something. And so, oh, you are so right, or you're totally right, something like that. That's what it was. And so, she can't use the clone for her aunts because they'll know it in a heartbeat because they're magic and stuff. So she sends it to the party, and it's dressed as a witch in a black dress with a top hat. So she's getting ready to go, and then all of a sudden Zelda comes in, and Hilda comes in all talking weird. So Zelda realizes it's a clone. See, nobody wants to go to this thing but Zelda. She's the only one. So, like, they go there, right? And they're out in space and they can see the Earth. And it's a completely terrible backdrop of Earth. You can tell it's so fake, but like, hey, whatever, you know. So they're there with all their relatives, and their cousin comes in. I think her name is Margie Gold or something like that. And so, like, she's the annoying cousin who's always talking about being rich and talking about her husband and like this and that. And so she's completely like annoying and everything. And but she's played by Robin Riker. And then next thing you know, her daughter comes in. Now her daughter is Amanda, but Amanda is played by Melissa Jones Hart, real life sister Emily Hart. And Emily used to be the voice of Sabrina in Sabrina the Animated Series. Crazy, huh? And so Amanda's this spoiled brat who hates everything, and hates everybody, and wants so much stuff. And if you don't do what she says, she'll put you in a jar. Like she'll literally shrink you and put you in a jar. She did that to her teacher. And then later on in the episode, she does it with Sabrina when Sabrina won't color with her. Now the aunts put Sabrina in a very childish pink dress. It's basically the type of dress an 8-year-old girl would wear. And Melissa looks so weird in it. Even so much because like she's playing a teenager, but she's an adult in real life. So it's even weirder seeing her in this little like girly dress and stuff. So at Harvey's party, he wants to go as James Dean, and pretty much every other boy at the party is dressed as James Dean too. And so like he thinks his party is lame, and he thinks it's lame, and he's constantly obsessing about like the snacks and want people to eat the snacks. And so like the party is just super lame. So anyway, to spice the party up, okay, Libby or Sabrina told the clone to stick to Libby and don't let her like be near like Harvey for too long. So she's constantly following Libby around. That's bugging Libby. So Libby will say something. She's all like, you know, I would be your friend if you would make fun of people. And then so she says the whole Mr. Krat is like annoying, and that makes Libby happy. And so like they like so Libby starts to like Sabrina. And then she's all like, you know, what this party needs a streaker, somebody to run around naked. And Sabrina's like, I'll love to. So this really impresses Libby. So they go outside and like they getting ready to like do their thing, right? So anyway, back at the other party, Salem is talking to I think M Lady, which is like a cat. Now Salem, he was a warlock and he tried to take over the world. So as punishment, he got placed in the body of a cat, and these witches had to take care of him. Same thing happened to Milady. She used to be a witch and got turned into like a cat. And so she spills to Salem everything. And Salem tells the aunts that their cousin isn't as rich as she says she is, and her husband and them are getting a divorce. And all the pictures you see him in is just like cardboard cutouts. So they rub it in her face and all this other stuff. And so Sabrina aunts, they give Sabrina a reanimation card. Basically, you write down who you want to see on that card, and whoever is dead, you can talk to that person for half an hour. She was going to do James Dean. I don't know what the world this thing with James Dean is, but anyway, like what's the theme with that? It's like a running gag. Anyway, but she decides to talk to her grandmother on her mother's side. And so when she talks to her grandmother, she's played by Diane McBain. And like, but it's on her mom's side. Her mom's mortal and her dad's a warlock. So she tells her granny that, you know, I'm a witch. Now the granny never asked the question of, hey, how did I come back alive? And stuff. So that was always kind of weird to me. And so like back at the party, no wait, Sabrina and them they go home after the party, and so Salem tells her you have to go get your clone. It just can't run around wild and everything, right? So Sabrina goes back, and so then the clone streaks. That upsets Harvey. He's all like, "Man, think about your reputation. People are gonna be looking at you, blah blah blah." And so the clone runs around naked outside, and Sabrina's like, "That wasn't me. It was Libby." And so the real Sabrina said that. So Harvey tells everybody at the party, "Hey, it was Libby that went naked." So she comes back in the house. Everybody's laughing at her. She doesn't understand why, and it's just a kooky kind of moment. And it ends with some kind of message from Melissa and Salem talking about Halloween's a great holiday and celebrate with your family and this and that. It ends in a weird kind of note because they normally don't do that at the end of an episode. But oh well. But this was just a fun little quirky episode and stuff. That wasn't that spooky. Alright, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.